When the movers came, they brought these really tall wardrobe boxes, which is basically just for like hanging clothes. Those would be perfect for tall plants because you would be able to place them into the box and then, well, place a bunch of them in the box so that they're not moving around, and then seal it up. So it's basically like they're being shipped in the mail, except you are handling them. Just the ability to close a box with plants inside of it gives them so much more security. Something about the packing process that I would definitely change is I put a lot of my plants in the boxes, but I didn't put all of them in the boxes, and I thought perhaps since the U-Haul was packed tight, it would be fine. Make sure that every single plant is inside of a box or a crate or a something. Part 2, moving. I decided to move all of my plants in a small 5x8 U-Haul, and that felt worth it to me because, number one, my plants are my babies. I did not want to get rid of a lot of them. And number two, plants are a really big part of De La Plants and all of this, and I just really didn't want to start over with a new collection. I can't say much went wrong in the moving process, but one thing that did go wrong is there was a hanging plant that we forgot to put on the ground. It wasn't secured in a box, so this kind of goes back to that, but it was hanging on the railing on the side of the U-Haul, and it fell in the process, because things are moving around, and it crushed some cactus, and those cactus did not recover, unfortunately, and that's pretty much the only thing that went bad, I would say, as far as that goes. Something that you should consider when you're moving cross country for multiple days is the outside temperatures. So if you're moving in the dead of winter and you're expecting to put plants in a U-Haul, I just think that that's not a good idea, number one. I mean, if anything, put a bunch of heat packs in the boxes. I don't really know any other solution, so you'd probably have to move with the plants in your car, but we were lucky enough to move in early fall, so it kind of worked out really well. The temperatures during the day were moderate, and in the evenings it was around 60, 70 degrees in the evenings. So if the temperature is going to be under 55 degrees, I would really suggest not packing your plants in a U-Haul and having them in a more temperature controlled situation. So if you are a person who is moving in the winter, I would really suggest perhaps packing the plants and shipping them to your new address with a heat pack, because honestly, if I wasn't able to rent a U-Haul, this is probably what I would have done. Part 3, acclimating. So we arrived to the home pretty late, just before midnight actually, but we knew that since it was actually going to be cold that night, that we needed to bring the plants inside. I let them acclimate for about a day, still in their boxes in the sunroom, and then the day after that, I took them out of their boxes and I started to just clean them off because I knew that they were just covered in dust, which is normal, I suppose, when you're driving in a U-Haul. I mean, they're probably not airtight, so there was dust all over the plants, and what I was doing was I was washing them off with the hose, but I was also checking the soil to make sure that they actually needed water. So a lot of the time I check to see if my plants need water based on what the leaves are doing. So if the leaves are drooping, then I'll water it, and obviously if the soil is dry and the leaves are drooping, that means this plant is thirsty. A lot of the leaves were droopy just automatically because they were in shock. They were learning this new environment. They had been thrust into something totally weird. So I wanted to really thoroughly check the soil before I watered to ensure that I'm not creating a root rot situation, because that is probably something I'm going to be dealing with a lot more here in an environment where things don't dry out really, really fast. We have this thing called humidity in Missouri, and it's a new concept to me. So once I finished watering, washing, and assessing all of the plants, removing dead leaves and whatnot, I placed them all on saucers and just put them in the sunroom on the ground, and they acclimated in there, and I did not touch them for probably a week. And that wasn't a technique. It's not like this, perfect 7-day rule, but I just truly was so exhausted from everything that I couldn't even think about plant care. So I will admit that there have been some casualties since we've arrived, some probably due to me kind of being neglectful and tired, but honestly a lot of it was probably just from acclimating, and that was half expected. I was really not even half. I was fully expecting some things to not make it. It has been mostly cactus so far, which is really sad, but again, all plants can be replaced. I hope that this synopsis of the move was helpful, because honestly, it seems like a lot of people are preparing for a similar move to me. We're discovering new places, we're moving, and that's really great. And I hope that these videos can be a great resource to refer back to when it's time for you to move as well, because moving is inevitable. Everyone does it. So if you're wondering how I'm going to be setting up plants in my house, that's a wonderful question. I still don't really have a clue how I want to work it all out, but I've gotten a start on the sunroom and it's looking really cool so far. Like I said, I can't wait to show you. If you want to make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss future uploads when I decorate my house with my plants, and of course a new houseplant tour coming up, that would mean so much to me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!